That's why I'm not a singer. So, for those of you in the room that don't really know anything about me, I've been playing for about 27 years, which is longer than this young gentleman right here in front has probably been alive. So, I make me feel really old and depressed right now. But anyways, so I started in the school system in Shelton, and worked my way up through just playing the snare drum to then doing the regular band thing. Did marching and concert pieces and then field shows, a lot of that, a lot of traveling with the band in high school, which is a really cool experience that I recommend that any young guy do when you first get started. From there, I wasn't really in a lot of bands until like after college. Didn't do a lot of things, but then I started to hit it hard, and I've had some really good experiences as some of these guys and the audience have had. Anywhere from like showcasing for labels and doing things where you're just doing things that not a lot of people do, but still these guys understand. And through that time, as drummers, we progress with not only our ability to play, obviously, but also in our tastes and what equipment we use. Which kind of leads me to the cymbals, obviously, what we're really here to talk about, not me. Soul Tones. I'm endorsed to them currently. It's been about a year, and love them. They sound really good. They look awesome, and they're really good with their artists. Now, how many people here use one of the big three? Either you use Zildjian, Sabian, Paiste. That's pretty much everybody. The good part, does anybody here use anything other than those three? Mr. Greg in the back, do you use? TRX. And Mr. Carl Killer, we know what you use, don't you? Soul Tone. Thank you, sir. My Soul Tone brother in the back. Carl did an excellent job, by the way, of setting this up, so big props to Carl. And as people get started, it's kind of one of those things where you go by what you hear and what feels good, what sounds good. But a lot of young guys, like this guy right here, I'm sure you have your drum teacher. Is it Richie? Greg. Okay. So maybe you were inspired by what Greg plays, or maybe we're favorite artists, right? You go and you listen to a lot of different music, and you're like, well, I love what his stuff sounds like. So that's what I want to kind of base what my sound is. Me, when I first started, I think I got like a Zildjian Pain Ride and like the rock hi-hats, which I still actually have to this day, which is actually a testament to not only the durability of the cymbals, but the musicality of them, and that I've used those in many different facets, whether it's recording or live, and they've done an admirable job in any aspect. So definitely take the advice by people that are teaching you, and as you get older, you're definitely gonna find your way and what sounds you like. So the history of cymbals. Anybody know how long ago, or actually when they first came to be? Anybody? 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, actually, which at that point in time, I'm going to use my notes, so don't shoot me here. Which was at that point in time was called the cradle of civilization, and it basically stretched south to Egypt, east to Persia and China, and then north to Turkey. The way it happened, pretty much, were metal workers. They used mostly copper and tin to make their tools and their weapons. But one day they mixed the two together and they got bronze. And bronze was a lot stronger than those two other metals, and they're like, hell yes, we got swords now that are stronger than everybody else's. We're going to kick people's butts, man. So that's how it kind of caught on. They used it mostly for military purposes, and of course they also used it in other areas like in ceremonies and religious ceremonies for statues and things of that nature. Basically, around 1300 AD, by that point in time, the Turks had perfected their ability to make cymbals, okay? And it was also at this time that the Ottoman Empire was at its height, and that was the largest empire in that area, in that region. The largest city in the area was Constantinople, which later today, or is known today is Istanbul. I'm sponsored by Subway too, by the way. Basically, that was in Turkey. It was the center or focal point of everything, from trade, food, to everything, clothing, music, obviously, and then at this point, cymbals. So, as you would imagine, because of its strong focal point and impression over the area, it slowly took on to other areas, into Europe, and it became known, got into areas of classical music and operas and things of that nature. That's where it first started. So, as the age of world exploration and enlightenment dawned, which was about 1650 to 1800 AD, that Turkish formula that they'd been working on, it had been basically perfected. As that era came to a close, and we got into the early 1900s, those cymbals also made their way to Western civilization, over to us. So as the modern drum set became a fixture in music, so did Turkish cymbals become a huge staple in actually how time was kept in that popular music at the time. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play a track off of one of the albums actually we're going to give away. It's by my band Forgotten by Friday, and the song is called Superman. I hope you like it. My bass player, he's a huge comic book nut, and his actual favorite artist or comic hero is I think it's Captain America. He's got a big shield on his forearm, but he likes Superman too. So. Let me just get my earplugs in, because it's going to be loud. So if you got earplugs.